In this video, I'll be showing you how exactly to use the small ticks trading to grow small accounts and flip accounts. And it's the same strategy used to flip this $80 account to $350. We shall do it in 3 separate parts. The small ticks trading software includes of 3 separate indicators to have a complete trading system. So once you receive them via your email or how you get it and install them inside the MT5, you go to File, then Navigator to attach them to the charts. By the way, in case you don't know how to add any indicator to MT5 so that it can appear on Navigators tab, check my lesson 1 on how to put any indicator inside your PC version MT5. Lesson number 1, I'll leave a link down below so that you can go check it and come continue with the video. The first indicator we shall add is BTA Optimal Zone, and the second indicator we shall add is BTA Sniper Entry. And then lastly, we shall add the small ticks trading software itself. The first two are free indicators, you can get them, but the small ticks software is not free. So let's now add the small ticks software itself. So we shall have a total of 3 indicators on our screen before we can start trading. But that's not all. This is the most important part of all of them. The small ticks trading software, after adding it, it activates immediately. But the 2 indicators that we added earlier on are not yet activated. And that is why now we need to put a third software so that a fourth software to activate the first 2 indicators. And it is a bot, not an indicator. It's an expert advisor. So you can see here we have 3 indicators, and when you are trading a boom, we put a sell. When you are trading crash, we put buy, because it's small ticks trading software. And the same for pain and gain indices, and also trend switch indices, all of them. So sell is for gain, buy is for pain indices on Weltrade broker. And by the way, I'm on Weltrade broker right now. So let's now activate the 2 indicators. So, and we are activating them using the fourth software that I said we added. Remember, even if you install it. So I'll go to view, and you can see indicators, there are 3. So it's not an indicator. It's an expert advisor. Let me first remove it so that I can add it once more. So I'll go to view, navigator, expert advisor, and add this Kengen BTA. This one is for activating the first 2 indicators, the BTA indicators. So, and if you turn the algo trading on, algo trading must be on, you copy the key that it generates. The BTA sniper generates a key. The BTA is for generating a key so that you can use that key to activate the first 2 indicators. Very simple. I hope I'm not confusing you. Then take the password or the key and paste it on input of the first and second indicator. Inside the settings, inputs, you put on the password box, you put the key. So and now the first 2 indicators are now indicated, and you can see there is a yellow line. There is sell entries right now. You can see sell entries. That means the 2 indicators have been activated. Simple. Take the password or the key that the fourth software generates and go to the inputs of the first and the second indicator and paste it in the password section. These are the 5 rules that you are supposed to follow when you are using the small ticks trading software to trade pain and gain indices, boom and crash. That is, you are selling in boom and you are buying in pain. That's Weltrade broker. If you don't have them, you can check Weltrade broker. The link, I will attach it on the video description. Now, no confirmation, no entry is the first rule. It means that for you to enter a trade, you must see a notification from the small ticks software telling you, for example, gain 800 sell for a specific number of candles, which is indicated as TP. And without that, you cannot have an entry. But remember one thing that I said, and which is very important. Make sure on your small tick system, you have set buy in crash market or pain, and you have set sell in gain indices, and also on boom indices you have set sell on the small ticks software. Rule number 2 is adhere to give and take profit to avoid spike zone, and also advisable to take profit 2 candles earlier. When the system gives you an alert, it tells you take profit 12 candles, 15 candles, small candles in 1 minute time frame. So if you see that is a take profit, please adhere to it. Remember, when you are trading small candles, you are trading a small account and you are scalping in the market. So you take 8 candles, get out, 10 candles, get out. You'll get a lot of opportunities, and with those opportunities, you grow your account massively. This is the secret. So, and here when you take, it gives you that the take profit is 11 candles. Sometimes you can take 9. That is why you are saying it's also advisable you take, you get out 2 candles earlier. But ensure you have also opened a separate tab for each market so that you can receive those signals. Rule number 3. Sell at sell entry and buy at buy entries according to the BTA sniper as shown. Only sell in areas where there is a sell entry, and buy at area marked as buy entry. Remember the 2 softwares that we installed. One of the softwares shows that the BTS software that we installed, among the 3 indicators, there's the one that shows sell entries, as you can see on my screen. So at least when you are entering your trade, make sure there is a sell entry above you. So you are not entering sell where there is a buy entry, even if you are trading against spike. Same case, buy where there is buy entries using the small ticks. So these sell entries, you can check them from 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, and sometimes 30. But you check them around their 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes time frame, not on higher time frame, of course. So it's much on the lower time frame. And that is how your setup will be showing. Buy entries, so that one we have explained well. So let's go to number 4. And this one is very important. We have zones and fair value gap must be followed, and it is an added advantage if you trade when there is a fair value gap. Let me explain. Both the the small ticks trading software and the one of the indicators, they draw zones. Blue zones, we are checking them for bull market, and red zone, we are checking for crash market. So when there is a blue or a blue zone nearby, you do not take trades for boom and gain indices. You only take trades either of these 2 conditions are true. Either the market is far away from a blue zone, and when I'm talking about blue zone, it must be on 30 minutes time frame, 1 hour or 4 hours. So it is higher time frame. The blue zone, the market should not be near a blue zone, and therefore only take under these 2 conditions. When the market is far away from a bull zone or is near the red zone, the opposite. That is for boom and gain indices. When it comes to crash and pain indices, don't take trades when the market is near a red zone. Crash market. That means the red zone must, and the red zone we are checking it on higher time frame. That is 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours again. Only take trades in pain and crash market when the market is far away from a red zone and if it is near a blue zone. So those 2 are good entry points. Another thing about here is a fair value gap. And the fair value gap, I've indicated it by the yellow thing, that is a fair value gap. It shows a point of imbalance in the market, and it acts as a magnet to attract the price. So when you ever see something like this, it means the market will definitely be attracted to go down, even if it is a boom. And if you try to catch a spike, for example, where you have a fair value gap, you always lose, because that fair value gap is attracting the market, and that is where you see a lot of small candles, and that is the move that you want to be getting. By the end of this video, I'll be sharing an example of a good trade where we have a fair value gap and how that trade ends up being so good. Actually, so fair value gap is an added advantage. Sometimes you may take a trade where there is no fair value gap, and if you don't understand what is a fair value gap overall, request on the comment. I'll make sure I make a video specifically on talking about a fair value gap and how it can actually help your journey trading. But remember, a fair value gap by its own, it's nothing. That is why you have to follow all the 5 rules. Now, let's talk about the last rule, because I hope now you have understood the first 4. So this 4 zone, make sure that one is the one. If you fail, it's you may get very bad results. So rule number 5, stop loss is the current high on lower time frame, like 5 minutes or 10, depending if it is a buy or a sell. So a current high, that is for a sell. A current low, that is for buys. So stop loss is current high for boom and gain indices in 5 minutes time frame, or current low for crash and pain market on 5 minutes time frame. You'll see, and it is always indicated by a single line. You'll always see a line, red in boom and blue in crash. This is a live example of how the BSD works, and the video is playing with a very high speed. So first we can see there is an arrow, so there is a confirmation, and the take profit for this signal at the start was 11 candles. And another thing where I've drawn the yellow line, that is a fair value gap. And you'll see how important the fair value gap is until the end. So another thing is that we have a sell entry just above where we have the arrow. We have entered our position, but above it, we have a sell entry. So if I go back to some 5 minutes time frame, I can see I'm still getting some sell entry. So I'm not in a buy entry zone. And again, if I go on a higher time frame, so which was the first rule, let's go back to that confirmation. You can see the trade is actually confirmed. What was rule number 2? Rule number 2 was adhere to take profit, and that is you're supposed to get out after 11 candles or 7 candles according to the Smotic software. So you can already see you have already made $9. It is not yet to the take profit. The third rule was sell at a sell entry, and if you have clearly seen that there is a sell entry before our signal, before we entered on 5 minutes time frame, we saw that there is a sell entry above it. So we did not take a signal where there is a sell entry. By the way, this is boom 1,000, and you can see as the profit, how the profit is going. And our fourth rule, which is the most important, I said, the market must be far away from the blue zone. If possible, it should be near the red zone or far away from the blue zone for a boom. And as an added advantage, which for this signal we got, is a fair value gap. The area I have marked with an arrow, and there is that, it's showing an area of a fair value gap. And by the way, to show you the power of this fair value gap, I shall hold my trades until the fair value gap ends, because this acts as a magnet, and the market will drop quickly for that zone. So each time you are taking a signal, ensure the direction that you take, there is a fair value gap. For boom or gain indices, down below it, there is a fair value gap that will attract the market down. That is the best setup you can take. And I can tell you for sure, you'll be able to flip your account. For example, I did hold this trade to the end, and which I want you to see the results that I got out of it. Just because there is this fair value gap. You see this yellow thing that I've marked it manually, that is a fair value gap. And I said, if you want to understand about what is a fair value gap, please, if you comment on this video, and I'll show you how I can make a video about fair value gaps, balanced market and unbalanced market, mitigation and unmitigated, and everything. You'll be able to understand how it works. So already you can see every position here with a lot size of 3 has $40 already. And because of this fair value gap, by now we have already hit our take profit. For your information, I'm supposed to close these trades, but I'm gonna hold it to just show you how powerful a fair value gap is. Another thing, this software works for both Weltrade broker and Deriv. So if you want to open, I've made so much people are asking about Weltrade broker because of how it's less manipulated. So check also the link on my profile on this video description. And also, if you want to get the smart small ticks trading software, make sure you check also in the video description. There is a link to where you can get the software and learn more. Another thing I would like to mention is make sure you are joining our live today, our live every day. So here what happened is that the market spiked a little bit, so it got a little bit back. But this thing is act as a magnet. I hope this example, I know it was lashed and I didn't able to record as many examples here, but this was a perfect example of how this small tick trades and how it is able to flip even the smallest account to very large number. But as part of advice, please don't take a lot of candles. This is just showing you the power of a fair value gap, how it can actually pull up the prices down. You see, one position is having around $34, $35 and such amount. But at the end of the day, after the market dropped all the way the fair value gap, you see, without any spikes, you already made each position have $200 in profit. And immediately after finishing the fair value gap, the spike started. You can see there is a green